Hello, my name is Ashley Buffa, and I just learned how to charge a camera battery. Okay, today I am going to be giving you 10 tips for better homemaking. Now, this is not going to solve all of your homemaking problems. This is basically just how I get ahead. And this is really in no particular order, except for maybe the first two. Okay, so let's get going. The number one homemaking tip that I can give to you is just to get the dishes done. Get them done as they are made. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do them when there's only a few dishes in the sink, but think how much better your sink is going to look if you do. Ideally, we want to train our children to put the dishes directly into the dishwasher and not to just throw them in the sink. They were originally trained to throw them in the sink, so they can also be trained to put them in the dishwasher. But let's take some baby steps here. When I was a young mother, I would just let the dishes pile up basically all day. And then in the evening after the dinner dishes, it looked insurmountable. And I mean, it was a full day's worth of dishes that I left until the end of the day when I had the least amount of energy. Stay on top of the dishes as much as you possibly can. If you're looking around and your entire house is messy right now, start at the kitchen sink. That's one thing that I learned from the Fly Lady. She's almost obsessive about her kitchen sink. And probably with good reason. If you start at the kitchen sink, it kind of sets the tone for the way that the rest of the house is going to end up being. So get those dishes done. Do a good job doing them. Clean your sink out when you're done. Don't leave the grimy little bits. Scrub the sides and everything. And then go ahead and dry and put away the hand washed dishes. If you just leave them on the counter, it looks really cluttered. Which takes us to point number two. Tip number two for homemaking is going to be keep your countertops cleared off as much as humanly possible also. I don't know about your house, but in my house, the kitchen countertops and the island, they become a magnet for everybody's stuff. I have 10 children, and a lot of those children have water bottles. And for some reason, the kitchen countertops and the kitchen island is where those water bottles always end up, and it kind of drives me crazy. So I've started instituting a rule for myself, really, more than anyone else. But when I see someone's water bottle, I call them and I ask them to get it because it's not where it belongs. Mail, I try to deal with that as quickly as possible and not leave it on the countertop. Sometimes people will put their dishes on the countertop instead of putting them in the dishwasher or in the sink. It just gets cluttered really, really fast. There is nothing more beautiful than a kitchen with clean countertops. Even if it's not the kitchen of your dreams, think about how much better it looks when those countertops are clear. The countertops are not storage space. Keep them clear so that when you go into the kitchen to cook a meal, it's smooth sailing. You don't have to clean the kitchen before you want to start cooking. So that's number two. Okay, my homemaking tip number three is learn how to do a 5-minute dash. I talk a lot about the 5-minute family cleanup in my Smart Kids chore system and also in my Home CEO course. Essentially, what you want to find out is exactly how much you can get done in 5 minutes time. A lot of people think that 5 minutes is not enough time to get a lot done in the house. But I'm gonna ask you to do an experiment and find out if that's true for you or not. So go ahead, set your timer for 5 minutes, pick one room and go at it. Don't be slow about it, do it quickly. Try to work fast. But you will honestly be amazed at how much work you can get done in 5 minutes. In the Smart Kids chore system, we amplify that 5 minutes by getting the whole family involved. It's honestly, it's kind of like, George is awake now. So when the whole family gets involved, it's kind of like exponential growth. It's 5 minutes per family member, and it's amazing what can be done. So if you've never timed yourself to see exactly how much work you can get done working quickly and focused in 5 minutes at a time, then go ahead and try it. You'll be surprised. But even if you don't have, let's say that your kitchen is a disaster and you only have 5 minutes. Even if 5 minutes is not enough time to get your entire kitchen clean, think about how much better it will look if you give it that 5 minutes. We're going to talk a little bit later about perfectionism, but 5 minutes is really a magical amount of time. Tip number 4, and I love this one. This is a way to just sneak in some extra picking up without even having to set aside time for it. Tip number 4 is never leave a room empty-handed. So if I'm in the living room, my dog's walking around right now. He's very sad that I'm not giving him any attention. Okay, so if you are in the living room and you need to go into the kitchen, before you leave the room, look around you and see, is there anything in here that belongs in the kitchen that I could just take with me on my way? Even if you didn't bring it in there, even if it's some of the kids' socks or a pair of shoes, look around you and see what you can grab and take with you. It's not gonna make much of a difference at first, but if you make that habit and do it all day long, by the end of the day, your house is gonna look so much better. And then again, think about the exponential growth that happens if you can train your kids to do the same thing. Now, it's not easy to do that. I've been working on it for years, and probably 2 out of my 10 have made this a habit themselves. However, even if just you do it, it makes a big difference when you look at it all day long. So never leave a room empty-handed. And then likewise, when you're in the kitchen and you're getting ready to go back into the living room, look around and see if there's anything in the kitchen that doesn't belong that you can drop off to its actual spot on the way there. Just make this a part of your life and the way that you move through your house, and you'll be amazed at what a huge difference it makes. Tip number 5, and this one ties in a little bit to never leave a room empty-handed, but tip number 5 is always leave a room better than you found it. So this doesn't necessarily mean, though, putting something in another room. This could mean, let's say, again, you walk into the living room and there's a few throw pillows on the floor. Go ahead and pick them up. Like, it literally takes 2 seconds to pick up the throw pillows and put them back on the sofa. Or something that happens in my house a lot is the throw blankets get thrown on the floor. So, instead of just getting upset that somebody threw the blanket on the floor instead of putting it in the basket where it goes, use that energy to pick it up, fold it, and put it in the basket. Of course, we want to be teaching our children not to throw the blankets on the floor. However, that's kind of a long play. Right here and now, if it's bothering you, go ahead and take care of it. Another thing that I do often, if I see books or toys on the floor and it's just a few, it's not enough to like call all the kids in to pick it up. I'll just go ahead and pick it up and put it away. Same thing goes for in the kitchen. If I see something that's been left out on the counter, instead of just leaving it there, which then kind of signals for other people to just drop their stuff off there too, I just go ahead and deal with it right there. Before I leave a room, I look around and I see what I can do to make it look better than it was when I got there. Okay, tip number 6 is to always have one sacred room. If a room is too big, pick one spot. I personally have a sitting room that it has all of my favorite things in it. It's decorated beautifully, and I really try hard to keep that room always looking nice. I'm very, very particular with the children. If they want to be in the sitting room, then they have to take care of the things in it. If I see stuff start to pile up, I will call them in immediately to take care of them, because it's a priority to me that I always have one spot in the house that always looks really, really nice. So arrange a spot like that for yourself too. It's a huge mental boost. Okay, tip number 6, this is a little more tactical. It only takes a few minutes to clean your microwave. I can't remember when it was that I finally figured this out for myself. I think I timed myself just because I'd been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, dreading cleaning the microwave because it looked so gross. But every time I opened it up, I was like, ooh, that's so disgusting. And it was something that was just bugging me, but not enough to actually clean it, because I thought it was gonna take me like 20 minutes and I didn't have 20 minutes. But one day I got out my timer and I timed myself, and it took me 3 minutes, and it was pretty gross. So it only takes 3 minutes to clean your microwave. Do it a lot more often. Tip number 8 is stop waiting until you have enough time to make it perfect. What I mean by this is, let's go back to the kitchen example. Let's say that the kitchen is a disaster right now. You know it's gonna take you more than 5 minutes to clean it up, and so you just keep putting it off, putting it off. Maybe you're putting it off until the weekend when you don't have to work. Stop putting it off. You deserve to have a clean kitchen right now. So even if you only have 5 minutes, do that 5 minutes right now. And then the very next time that you have another 5 minutes, give it another 5 minutes. Keep chipping away at it until it is done, because it is so much easier to keep a clean house clean than it is to clean a dirty house. Like I said, you deserve to have a clean kitchen, and there's no reason to put it off for days and days and days until you can do it all in one fell swoop. Go ahead and get started now. Do it little by little. You will be so happy with the results, and so happy that you did not wait until Saturday or Sunday to get the job done. Tip number 9, enjoy the home that you live in now. Stop waiting until you have your dream home or until you have your dream kitchen or your dream whatever. Start making it beautiful and comfortable right now. So let's say that you have, a couch that is getting really worn, but you don't have the money to replace it right now. That doesn't mean that you can't go ahead and buy some beautiful throw pillows and some beautiful throw blankets. There's no reason for you to continue to just waste your time being discontent with the home that you have right now. Why not make it as good as you can? A gallon of paint costs less than $20. Is it fun painting? No, not necessarily, unless you enjoy it. Is it hard? No, it's not really hard. What I'm trying to say is you can have a nicer home without it having to cost a ton of money. I mean, you're never going to transform it into your dream home, probably. However, you'll be so much happier in the space that you're in. It's so much better to go through life being content than it is always wishing that you had something better. And it will motivate you to keep it cleaner if it's a space that you truly love. Okay, tip number 10, always keep a donate bag handy in the laundry room. I can't tell you how many times when I'm folding laundry, I find clothes with a rip or a tear. I don't sew, so I'm not going to mend it. There's no reason to keep it in rotation. I know that if we end up going somewhere nice, my kid will end up picking that shirt with the tear in it if I leave it in the rotation. It's just the way it works. It's Murphy's Law. So I always keep a garbage bag. Specifically for donate items. My Goodwill, they want the clothes whether they have rips, holes, or whatever. So that's where I take it. If your Goodwill doesn't take clothes like that, then just go ahead and throw them away. But it has saved me so many embarrassing moments to just go ahead and get the clothes in the donate bag. Same thing goes, in your bedroom. I always keep a bag in my closet so that I can constantly declutter without having to go downstairs to get something. Keep donate bags handy throughout the house and you'll use them. And my last tip, this is the bonus tip, tip number 11, get your children involved. There is no reason whatsoever why you should be taking care of the entire house. If you have a spouse or a partner, get him or her involved as well. Like, this is a family project. Everybody is in it making a mess. You should all be working together to keep it clean. If you need more help with that, I do have the Smart Kids Tour System that teaches you how to go from kids never wanting to help to helping you and working together as a team. So I will leave the link for that below if you're interested in checking it out. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave them in the comments. I would love to help you out and help motivate you to start keeping your home cleaner. Please like this video and subscribe. Thanks. Rambo, hush.